Got any rooms left, or did my luck grab them all to sleep it off? The bartender, who I now realize doubles as an innkeeper, slides the key onto the counter. Sorry if I'm a little rusty with like my knowledge of like the previous events. I've been a little bit busy, so this is of course a different day from the previous day that I was recording. You know I always keep the corner room open for your escapades. Oh, stop, don't call me that. Leander's laugh sounds slightly strange. He's like, ah ha 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 ha, very funny. And I always appreciate it, but this time you're mistaken. This is just for my friend, Taylor. Sure. Stay as long as you like. Need to have fun. Escapades, huh? Leander clears his throat, then holds out the key to me. But I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you? Nothing. Bloodhound rates. My treat since you shared your secret. Food, drink, a warm bed, anything you need. Carefully, I take the key from him. It's small but weighs heavy in my palm. I never expected to have a warm bed in Iridia, let alone free meals. Thank you. Go explore, Taylor. You'll find many roads in Iridia, each leading to different answers. But if you need a reprieve from what hunts you, come find me. Just be careful. Ooh, thank you, Leander. I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into the pocket of my cloak for safekeeping. Leander gives me one last friendly wave before I depart. Wow, we got our own room. Wonder how it looks. The air clings, sodden and heavy. Without the morning crowd, the sunless streets look barren and bleak. Even the peddlers are long gone. Only a pair of crows remain quibbling over stale crusts in the gutter. I feel a ridiculous pang of envy. At least they've got reason to fight. I've never felt so lost. Curious and Leander both made it clear that the Cenobium can't be trusted. But I came so far, endured so much. I need to see the Cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. I should have asked someone at the bar for directions before leaving. That would have been a good idea, but, well, I'm sure we'll find ourselves there at some point. I'm about to turn back when a shadow passes over me. A cloud, I think, until, what? A puff of hot breath tickles the back of my neck. The shadow runs down the street in rivulets, formless dark spreads like ink into blotted shapes. Maybe that's why nobody's here anymore. Claws stretch, a muzzle splits open to reveal long jagged teeth. A grouse rumbles so low and deep I feel it. I want to run, to scream, but I feel trapped into the slightest movement or a single breath will snap the jaws around me shut. No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm going to die, I want to see what got me first. I steel myself, then turn. Are we just having trauma? I don't know. The shadow, are we just having trauma? We're just having flashbacks, rather. The shadow vanishes as quickly as it came. I'm left standing in the middle of the street, alone except for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby stoop. Who's this? Is our next hot boy? Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's recollect ourselves. I've always been a fan of the cat boy ears. Okay. Okay. A monster, that much is clear from a glance. One that can nearly be mistaken for human were it not the tufted ears, the tail curled around his ankle. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Or the dusk pink eyes with pupils that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. Our eyes meet and the monster uncrosses his long legs. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettlingly of blood, where it curls around his collared throat. Jumpy, aren't you? His tone is so light and carefree that I glance over my shoulder to make sure he's speaking to me. When I look back, the stranger pops his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an inscrutable little smile. Didn't you see that shadow just now? It was massive, moved like a beast. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound, but the stranger's smile doesn't falter. The only beasts I've seen are the Wick's Shuling regulars. Though, this did catch my eye. Ah! You little shit! Give me that back! With the flourish of his hand, my in-room key appears dangling from his finger. It turns on its chain, glittering when it catches the light. Alright, we got the thighs going on. I see you, sir. I see you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My hands fly to my cloak's pockets, and sure enough, find them flat. He crooks his finger, beckoning. I've already taken 2 steps forward before some stifled instinct stops me. Something feels wrong. I'm still on the edge, stomach with so much adrenaline that the stranger's shadow flickers at the edges of my vision. I always attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get rattled now. I don't know what to say. Where did you find it? How'd you even find it? The key, I mean. What can I say? I'm a sucker for shiny things. He smiles wide enough to reveal pointed canines. I saw you drop it. You really should be more careful. A city like this, somebody might take advantage. Like you? A bald-faced fly said with a hint of irony. I can't figure out how he picked my pockets under my nose, but I'm certain he took my key, and I need it back. I approached the man, careful to keep an arm's length away. He doesn't look dangerous, but the most deadly ones never do. The stranger's chain softly clinks with a tilt of his head. His ears flick. Keeping your distance? I'd be stupid to trust you. You think I stole your dinky little key from all the way over here. He gives an exaggerated sigh. I'm gonna be honest, oh my gosh, that like CG picture looks so good, and he still looks good, but I'm like, I don't know, like his CG picture, like bro, oh my gosh, I think I just really like the CG. Hang on just a sec. The stranger's chain softly clinks with a tilt of his head. His ears flick. Oh. Keeping your distance? I'd be stupid to trust you. You think I stole your dinky little key from all the way over here? He gives an exaggerated sigh. I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Do I really look like a common thief to you? Oh, I love your eyes. He's got me there. He doesn't look like a thief, that's why I was surprised. The sheer fabric of his sleeves alone will be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they cost more than I spent traveling here. And then there's a shop behind him. No matter the city, pride pink curtains only ever mean one thing. Oh. I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your services anyway. Oh, it's his hair, it's his like ear tilted. Luckily for you. Oh my gosh. You don't judge me. Oh my gosh. Luckily for you, I don't try. I can't even say that line seriously without like getting all flustered. Luckily for you, I don't charge. The man runs the tip of his tongue over a fang, and for the first time since I stepped into that shadow, I felt something other than dread.
I hear something purring. Wait, that's my pussy.
That's my pussy!
Embarrassment? My face grows hot. That's not what I meant. Oh, hang on. That is my tea. Hang on just a second. I'm flattered, really. Were sex my trade, I might make an exception for you. How about half off for a handy? Oh. Or you could just hand over my key. Ask nicely and I might even let you tug my tail. Stop it! Just throw it here! So some spindly little street urchin can snatch it and run? He raises my key and tilts his head so he can watch it dangle back and forth. I suppose I could just claim your room for myself. Not that I'd be caught dead slumming in the wick with the rest of those slaw-jacked imbeciles. You're obviously not from around here. So, tell me, stranger. What misfortune brought you to this wretched place? His voice practically drips with derision. I'm not telling you anything. What could have possibly drawn you to this dreary little pig pen, I wonder? Oh, he's trying to get us to tell him his secrets. To tell him our secrets. He listlessly watches the arc of my key swinging around his finger. The weather's shit, the food's struck, and there's entirely too many monsters for a human to feel safe. Unless... Oh, he's always front-facing. That's kind of uncommon to see in visual novels. At least in my experience, like seeing front-facing models, so this was actually pretty cool. Dagger-sharp eyes flick towards me. They gleam with amusement. Unless you're just dying... oh, sorry. That wasn't the word that was emphasized. Unless you're just dying to consort with monsters. I like this face of his. By now my embarrassment has worn away, leaving simmering impatient in its place. If this is a shakedown, it's the most frustrating one I've ever heard of. I'll play back. How'd you know that I'd spent all my money, starved, and nearly died in a swamp just so I could crawl into bed with the first thirsty monster I saw? That earns me a burst of breathy laughter. He gazes at me under his dark lashes. Aren't you funny? Could you be any more obvious? I have been told subtlety's not my strength. So. Oh my gosh, she's yelling, guys. So, your place or mine? I'd invite you if I had my key. If only I had my key, then I might be able to invite you up. His languid gaze glides from me to the key in his hand and back. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what diseases he could have, like infections. This is something we need to talk about. But come, take my hand and we'll go together. The more he flirts, the more convinced I become that this is some kind of trap. No matter how innocent monsters look, they always have tricks up their sleeves. And something tells me that this one's more dangerous than he lets on. Even if he has a lovely laugh. I don't know what you want or why you're messing with me. But I'm not coming any closer until I know you aren't going to attack. Or bite. I won't bite hard. Unless you beg me. No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words to innuendo. Even when I'm silent, he goes on as though we're having a conversation, not a standoff. Do you like dancing? There's a traveling troupe performing in Hightown tonight. Their lutist is utterly exquisite, truly a performance to die for. Die for, huh? There's life in this dreadful place, if you know where to look. You sound like you know the city well. The man's gaze flickers from me to the key dangling from his finger. Naturally. This stump was a little more than a miserable little smear when I first arrived. Hightown, Lowtown, I know Iridia like the back of my hand. What about the Cenobium? Do you know where that is? Wow, the music's gonna stop now and then he's gonna look at me angrily. Yeah, there you go. His smile vanishes. Surely you've seen it. The absurdly large tower looming over the rest. It's a little hard to miss. He must mean that spire I noticed when I first caught sight of Iridia. The Cenobium's overrated. Forget about it. I can show you things those stuffy boars in their elliptic tower couldn't even dream of. I've already got plans. Oh? Have you some pressing matters at the Cenobium? Lunch dates with librarians? Tea time with the most esteemed abbess? Abbess? That's my business. What's the matter to you? I square my shoulders and the amusement bleeds out of him. Your loss. The stranger, finally bored of his tedious game, extends his hand towards me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and leather. When he makes no other move, I reach for the key. But as soon as my fingers graze smooth brass, his hand springs shut around my elbow. What the heck? Hey! Oh! He yanks me down and I stagger, my soul is slipping on the steps. For a sick moment, I fear my bandages will unravel under his touch, but he's careful not to disturb them even as his fingers dig into my arm. Oh, his eyes changed! I knew I smelled blood. You reek of death in the road. And that fucking doctor. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, we got character dynamics going on. Okay, I like that. They hate each other apparently. His voice, once silken, lowers to a smoky growl. The shadows around him seethe and boil as he pulls me closer. Ooh, I can't wait for that voice acting to be in this game. I can't wait. I can't wait. And something else. He murmurs against my throat, nose grazing my jaw. Let go! I try to twist away, but he doesn't budge. His breath trails down my neck, sending a thrill of dread through me. But just when I fear he'll bite, he takes a deep whiff instead. His wide, flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes up at me. Are you trying to eat me? Not quite human, not quite monster. Seems we're both. Bear? The stranger's ears flatten and he releases me with a short breath. I yank my arm back, massaging it where his grip left grooves in the bandages. The stranger twists around to watch a woman duck out from the curtains behind him. Her press uniform marks her as a cleric of the Cenobium. Oh, dang, maybe that's why he got that collar on, because I was thinking that he might belong to someone, unfortunate. I'd leave you for all of what? 10 minutes, and you're making trouble again. Will you quit harassing the tourists? The stranger, Bear, I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric with a withering smile. So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine? A natural liar. He grins at me and his tail swishes minutely. The woman purses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Bear cuts in. I was graciously offering my dear friend some free advice. Though his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens. Danger's drawn to you like a moth to flame. It will always find you given time. The woman clucks her tongue as though she's heard this recital 102 times. Word of advice? Don't take free advice from lazy foxes lounging in the streets. This crook will sell water to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it. She shrugs off a wilting look from Bear. Oh, please. Any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still. Bear rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly it dawns on me that the jingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from the harness attached to his collar, but a leash. A heavy iron chain wound around a hitching post and padlocked to the back of his collar. Bear posed deliberately to hide his leash from me. Wow! The woman produces a keyring from her pocket. She rifles through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and sliding it into the lock. Come on, unless your friend's tagging along on our merry little solace hunt. They're hunting for solace inside the city? Words momentarily fail me. The woman regards me with a tight smile before marching down the stairs. Bear lingers. He stretches his arms over his head with a yawn, and I try not to stare at the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back. Your little secret's safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed, Bear hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily, as though he hadn't just lied and threatened me. Did you try that thing I mentioned, the Lovincian knot? That the one where you take three fingers and... Actually, don't tell me. Knowing you is disgusting. Bear's airy laughter echoes down the street. It's only after he and the cleric have vanished from sight that I realize I'm still missing something. Wait! Reflexively, I shove my hands to my pockets and find it. The room key. I pull it out of my pocket and raise it to the light just to be sure. A nagging feeling distracts from my relief. I don't know what Bear's game was, or what he even wanted from me. All I know for certain is that the Cenobium saw fit to leash him. A fate I could share. That's what his vague warning meant. Really? Let me see. I mean, maybe. I don't think that could be the case for us. I let my eyes shift skyward, past the lantern gently swing in the breeze to the Cenobium faintly visible through the haze. I guess this is it. Just one glimpse is all I need, then I can put this all behind me. This time, the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping. Yeah, where it should be. It's easy enough to follow the sluggish river that splits Iridia in two. A colossal bridge arches over the dark water below. I cross as quickly as I can, climbing ever uphill toward a distant tower.